Yo, what's happening everybody, KingGBL here and welcome back to a brand new Go Battle League video. Today I'm going to be showcasing a very strong anti-meta team which is quite budget friendly and performs really well in the Colour Cup. I've heard a lot of you guys saying that if you don't have a Toxipex or a Trevenant, you can't really enter this cup and can't really play it. Today I'm here to show you that that's not the case, and if you run a team like this you are able to have a ton of success. Shiftry is amazing at dealing with Trevenants, and of course with the grass and dark typing it has so much play in this cup. We're running with Ampharos and Galvantula in the back, which will deal with a lot of the fire types and flyers. This team completely hardwalls any Trevenant and Toxapex teams, because even if you get your Trevenant lined up against the Galvantula, you can fire off lunges which debuff the Trevenant, and 2 of which will actually take it out. And of course Ampharos has access to Brutal Swing, so even if you get it lined up against a Swampert, 2 Brutal Swings will more or less take out a Swampert. So this team has an absolute ton of play across the board, and actually today I switched over from Open Great League into this. I've been trying to record some gameplay for the Open Great League for the last 2 days, and I've just went extremely negative for the last couple of days. My elo is completely tanked, and finally I just went back to the Colour Cup because I think the Open Great League is in a very bad state. I feel like the Pokemon Go community is currently split up in 2. People who want to use Bastiodon and people who don't. And the people who don't want to see or use Bastiodon are basically sitting in this cup right now, and I think that's what I'm going to do for the remainder of the week. And most likely next week hop into the Psychic Cup. Anyway guys, we're going to have a look at this team and I'm going to show you guys some tips and everything on how to play this team properly, and give you guys just a good idea of how to run this team. But first of all, really quickly, I want you to quickly hit subscribe on the channel here. We're super close to 1k subs. I upload almost every day, sometimes twice a day. And as a result of doing so, you're going to get some videos that you like every single day in your sub box for you to watch and enjoy. So it's a win-win for everybody. Go ahead and drop that sub. So as you can see in this matchup, we got a really good lead, and the opponent swaps into their Abomasnow. We don't have an amazing Abomasnow answer, but I decided to get a shield off the opponent, and I'll come in with Galvantula and go for a lunge here. Now, I do want to shield up because Galvantula is very, very soft, but we're going to go ahead and go for a lunge right here. So just some need-to-know information about this team, about the moves and everything. With Ampharos, Thunder Punch does slightly more damage, like 1 more damage in neutral situations. Otherwise, throw the super effective move, or the move that's not resisted. With Shiftry, Leaf Blade and Foul Play do the same amount of damage in neutral situations, because they're both stab, and they both do the same amount of damage, but the Foul Play is a more expensive move. You're going to see me throwing a Foul Play where I shouldn't have in this video at some point, but just keep that in mind. In neutral situations, always throw the Leaf Blade, which is a really good move, but right here we're just going to throw this Leaf Blade straight off, because it will absolutely one-shot the Whiscash, and GG's to the opponent right there. Another thing that you really should try to keep into consideration with this team here is move timing will help you a lot. We're running a 3-turn move in the lead with 2 4-turn moves in the back. If you can throw in good timing, it will help you an absolute ton, and you can actually flip some matchups which you otherwise wouldn't have really won if the opponent throws in bad timing and if you throw in good timing. So a very interesting matchup right here. I don't really know what to do with this Executor, because of course with the Dragon and Grass typing, it's going to resist basically all of the fast move pressure from my backline. So I do want to sort of keep the Shiftry in the back, just in case they do have a Trevenant or a Mudboy or anything that would be strong against. So we decided to come in here, shield up. I thought the opponent might be going for a harder move there. I can't exactly remember what it runs, but I was looking it up at the time. It might be like Outrage or something. Let me have a quick look. Draco Meteor. See, I wasn't trying to eat a Draco Meteor right there. So I'm happy enough just to double shield, which I'm not sure if it's necessarily the best play, but we're coming out here with a ton of energy, and in comes Charjabug. We're going to start firing off some Brutal Swings here, and hopefully we should be able to get to another one just in time. Shout out to Pogo Grind. I feel like this might be one of his teams. I've seen him running Charjabug in one of his recent videos, and this may be one of his teams here getting showcased. And we'll see what this Pokemon can do against us here. Charjabug is definitely a very interesting one, and it is quite a strong anti-meta in this cup. So at this point, I'm like, right, what should I come in with here? I'm going to come in with Galvantula and go for the farm down. The opponent is going to throw off another move here, and it is the X-Scissor, which it's a pretty weak move. It doesn't do too much damage. In comes the Talon Flame, or sorry, not the Talon Flame, it was Macargo. We throw after 1 here in good timing, and I probably should have stayed in there for another second and tried to maybe get off another fast move and then swap into the Shiftry. I did want to get the move off on it, but yeah, the opponent's just farming up like crazy right here. I think maybe staying in with the Galvantula right there would have been the better play, but I don't think there was a whole lot I could have done there anyway. This is quite a difficult Pokemon to deal with on this team. We are kind of soft to fire. The fire rock types definitely very difficult to deal with in this team. But as you can see, like if you get it in the correct situation, maybe like 2 or so Leaf Blades would take it out. So there is some play against it for sure. Now this is a Pokemon we have a lot of play against. We're going to go ahead and just start going for a foul play right here. The opponent throws off a Seed Bomb, and I thought it was interesting that the opponent decided to stay in here. I know that this is just a Seed Bomb, so I decided to tank it, but I won't be willing to tank any more moves, especially because the opponent's not swapping out. It is a pretty telltale sign that they might be weak in the back, and of course they are. They've got a Toxipex. I'm not sure why they didn't swap into Toxipex right away. And if they're weak to that, they maybe had a flyer in the back as well. So I feel like they could have definitely just swapped in there, because most of the time flyers would be the likes of Charizard, Talon, Flame. I feel like they should have had something to counter my lead right there, but interesting play by the opponent for sure. Now in comes Galvantula. Interesting matchup right here. So we're going to fire off a couple of moves against this thing. I wouldn't mind actually swapping out here. I feel like going into my own Galvantula would probably be a little bit better. But I decide I want to get some damage off on this thing, because this thing can be pretty annoying. So I'm going for the Leaf Blade bait right here. Foul Play would do the most damage here overall. The opponent shields up the first one, which they usually do when they're going for Lunge. And Lunge obviously would be super effective here, or it would do a lot of damage to my my Shiftry. I decide, okay, I'm going to shield up again, and I'm probably going to fire off a Brutal Swing and potentially swap out right here. Just keeping the Shiftry in the back, just in case there is a Trevenant or something that we can do a lot of damage against. So that we do insta swap out here, and we're just going to go for the farm down. Can we get it? No, the opponent does get off a Lunge, which will debuff my attack, which is going to be slightly annoying. The good thing here is the timers are a little bit misaligned, and in comes a Cherrim. This is an interesting pick right here. I had no idea what this thing was running. As it turns out, it runs Weather Ball Fire, which I think I actually knew. But I just completely forgot that this thing knows a fire type Weather Ball. So this is super effective damage, and it's I at the time didn't realize that it was a fire Weather Ball. I think I might even come in with Shiftry here, and I'm gonna get this thing absolutely one shot. I do decide, okay, we'll put this all on Ampharos, and we do actually swap out with a little bit of health left. So we're gonna go for the big farm down, and Ampharos with loaded energy can do a lot of damage here. Let's see what's in the back. Is it something that we can beat? It is an Empoleon. So that is absolutely beautiful. We throw after 2 right there, which is perfect timing against the free turn fast moves. And we're just going to go straight for the second one before the opponent gets to a Drill Peck or any sort of move. So it turned out all right in the end. And GG's to the opponent right there. So Ampharos is so good at cleaning up games because, like I said, you've got so much neutral coverage across the board. And I think Empoleon's a really fun pick for this cup. But they just got a very bad team to go against with the double electric. And I've noticed a lot of teams are just very weak to electric. Now right here again, this is my first time playing this team, and I didn't really know what to do against Togedemaru. I decided to farm up a little bit with Shiftry, and swap into my Galvantula. Now I'm expecting a Wild Charge and Dip right here, but I do decide to let it go. I call the Fell Stinger. Now this should be the Wild Charge, and I'm like, do I shield this? Yeah, so I decided to call the bait that time. It is a resisted move, and I decided to throw off a Lunge here because I'm thinking the opponent might shield it, but no, they do let it go. So I maybe could have got off the discharge on them right there. But I'm happy enough, I've got the attack debuffed, and we'll go for the farm down with Ampharos. The opponent gets off yet another move, and I'm like, no way, bro. This Togedemaru is just going to run for me. I didn't need to shield that, I thought it might have been the Wild Charge. So definitely my knowledge on Togedemaru is a little bit weak, and that definitely cost me a little bit there. But in comes Shiftry. This resists both of our moves, and yeah, this might be a little bit tough. I decided to go into my own Shiftry, and I make a mistake here by throwing off the Foul Play. I should be throwing off the Leaf Blade, because both of these moves are resisted. And at the time I wasn't aware that these both do the same amount of damage. So of course I looked it up after this match, and I realized I did make a mistake right here. I'm throwing another Foul Play, but the opponent catches it on a Lantern. This is going from bad to worse right here. Definitely a lot of misplays on my part here. I think it would have took 2 moves to take out anyway, and I'm trying to CMP the opponent here. We do get off this move, and we're farming up a little bit extra for the Shiftry coming back in, and yeah, the opponent CMP ties us right here. Let's see how much damage this will do. It's a Hurricane, so the opponent's completely dry. So at this point, I'm like, okay, can I get out 2 moves against this thing? Is this possible? Again, both of the moves are resisted, so we're going for Thunder Punch, and another Thunder Punch would take it out. Now the question is, can we survive this Leaf Blade comfortably enough? We do survive it. Can we get to the move, ladies and gents? We just about get to the move, and the opponent was, I think they were just at the Leaf Blade right here. So I misplayed this match a little bit, and hopefully you guys can learn from the mistakes here and take the tips in the beginning and everything. But we did manage to get the win, and let's hop on to the next one. So far we're going really positive with this. We won, like I said, I was playing Open Great League, and in that set I was currently like, yeah, I was just sick of losing, so I basically switched into this team and went into the Color Cup. We won 2 matches in a row there, and we're doing really well in this as well. The opponent's not running Fire Spin, so I can actually stay in here. Nice little catch by the opponent. They do catch the Brutal, or not the Brutal Swing, the Foul Play, which will do a ton of damage anyway. And at this point, I'm happy enough to come in and go for a Lunge. We will win CMP against almost everything with this Pokemon, and we'll see what the opponent really wants to do here. Yeah, so let that go. So goodbye Venusaur, and in comes Typhlosion. So I decide to bait with the Lunge, because this thing just does an absolute ton of damage. and you know, pretty much I want to debuff it and make it a little bit easier for my backline. I'm pretty much forced to come in with Ampharos, but we do have a shield advantage. Typhlosion is so glassy that it does have to shield up everything, and as you guys can see, we're just doing an absolute ton of damage with these Volt Switches. They go for the big Solar Beam. That was so unnecessary. We throw after 2 right here to get good timing, and we're going to fire off a Brutal Swing, which was a little bit unnecessary, but it doesn't really make a difference. And the opponent's going to come in and go for a Snipe with Marowak. Now we're up to another Brutal Swing, and this is a Bone Club, which would do a decent amount of damage. I decided to bank a move here and force the opponent to basically fire off all their energy. I feel like the Typhlosion's going to move in the back, so I wanted to store a move on the Ampharos, come in here, and potentially even have a move on this thing as well, or, you know, a decent amount of health on this thing, to force it to throw. And as you can see, the opponent comes in, they go for the Blast Burn, but we can just come in with the Brutal Swing and take out the Typhlosion. We didn't even need to, but I just threw the move straight away there. What would win CMP? I guess Typhlosion would, wouldn't it? I wonder what would win CMP versus Galvantula and Typhlosion. I feel like those Pokemon are super attack weighted. But very, very good start here, guys. We've played 7 matches so far, and we've won 6 out of 7 so far. So we're doing really well here so far, and hopefully I can keep doing well, because I've completely tanked my elo trying to run different teams in the Great League, and it's just been going very badly. Now here's a matchup I don't really know what to do against. I need to look up sims and stuff on this, but I decide I'm going to throw off a Leaf Blade and possibly dip out and try to catch what would be an Octazooka, but as it turns out, the opponent farms up, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to respect the outrage right here, and we're going to keep Galvantula healthy here. The opponent comes in with a Tentacruel, which I thought was so awkward, or like so weird. Why would they do that? So I decided to throw off a Lunge Bait, thinking that they're probably very weak to it and they'll probably double shield it. I decided to shield up right here, but this turns out just to be the Acid Spray. So a very bad shield by me. I'm not sure how much damage that would have done, but we'll see. Can we at least get to another move? I think this thing's going to be able to farm us down. And we have a pretty highly rated Galvantula, but with the debuff, that farms us down completely. So I make a funny play here, decide, okay, it must be weak to Electric in the back, so I'm going to go ahead and come in here with Shiftery, take the Acid Spray and come in and farm down with Ampharos to basically clear the debuff. We'll get a little bit ahead on energy for the Kingdra coming back in, because they just expended all of their energy, and in comes Lantern. So we throw off this move straight away, just trying to do a little bit of chip, and can we get to another move? This Lantern's so bulky. They're going to fire off a Surf here on CMP, so at this point I'm like, okay, they're probably going to outpace me to another Surf right here, so this is going to get awkward and very, very close. So let's see how much damage this does. Yeah, so it takes us down. Another Surf would definitely take out. They outpace us to another one, which will completely wipe out the Ampharos. So it's just a question, can we get to a Leaf Blade in time? The opponent swaps straight out, and what I decide to do here is throw one fast move, because I know that I'll be able to outpace them to the Surf. So I didn't mess around too much right here, and just made sure that I was outpacing. Shiftery will win CMP as well. So I didn't really need to go for a farm down or anything, because as you can see, I got very low. I guess I could have went for a little bit of extra farm, but I think this was the best play, because Dragon Breaths just absolutely cut through anything. So I just decided to get a little bit ahead on energy and throw off the Leaf Blade straight away, just to make sure that I can reach another one for the Lantern coming back in. My Shiftery is pretty highly rated, so I knew that I probably would be able to survive the Sparks to get to that move. So good games right there. Definitely, I think with Kingdra, you do sort of dance around a little bit. And right here, this is an interesting one. It is Jump Bluff. So I think I decided to stay in here for a minute and fire off a move before they reach the Acrobatics. Acrobatics just does so much damage, so I pretty much want to shield it on any one of my Pokemon. So do I let this go? I think I do shield it. Yeah, wisely so. That would have done an absolute ton of damage. And in comes Lantern, guys. And this is where you're going to see where fast move timing is absolutely crucial. So watch the timing right here. The opponent lets us get through a full Volt Switch. You cannot do that, guys, in this in any league. You will get hard punished for that. So we're going to throw off another Thunder Punch, and we'll see if the opponent wants to throw. And they throw in bad timing again, letting us get that energy free. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I can probably just fully farm this down. At this point, we're leaving with pretty much back-to-back moves. It cost us shields, but we've got back-to-back moves. And yeah, we threw the Thunder Punch straight away, and in comes Trevenant. Unfortunate, but the opponent does shield up, and we can just go straight for a Brutal Swing, which is perfect. So lucky enough, the opponent decided to do that. And as it turns out, the opponent might have thought, oh, maybe they don't have it. So they let the second one go. We farm up, and we get to the Leaf Blade. It would really take a Shadow Ball to do a ton of damage, or maybe take me out here. Let's see how much damage the Shadow Ball does. Even though it is resisted, and this thing is a cannon, so it does almost take us out. And we do get to the foul play against the Jump Bluff right here. So let's see how much this does. Yeah, it almost takes it out. And yeah, I decided to come in with my Ampharos and just eat the energy, and we'll come in and get the farm down with Galvantula. And at that point, one lunge will be able to take out the opponent. The opponent basically expended all of their energy, and yeah, they're not going to be able to get to a move, and GG's to the opponent there. They had no health left, so no moves were required. We just full switched it down, and GG's. I think that match was a real lesson in energy management, and it's something you should really try to keep an eye on. The opponents just let me get through way too much energy right there, and yeah, it ended up costing them a lot. I feel like the Lantern might have been able to definitely do a little bit better in that matchup if they threw with good timing, and it just left us with a ton of energy on the other side, and it made it super difficult. So we hard counter the lead, hard counter the swap. We're going to go straight for the discharge, and even if the opponent does come back in here, the good thing about Galvantula and why I like it in the safe swap is you can get off these lunges, which just do a ton of damage. I decide, you know, it's unfortunate having to shield this Brian, but I do want to keep switch advantage right here, and at the very least we'll be able to get off 1 or 2 debuffs on the opponent. So this is absolutely fine. You always get something out of the Galvantula, whether it be, you know, just a lot of damage or the lunge debuffs. Winning switch with it is beautiful. So we're going to go ahead, and the opponent does reach a move. I was actually tempted to shield up right here because I wanted you know, double debuff it and basically force it to swap out, but I decided best not to. And the opponent comes in with a Marowak right here, and again you're going to see these brutal swings. They do an absolute ton of damage. I'm not sure if that was good timing by the opponent. We let the first Bone Club go because I think I want to try and save a shield for Shiftry if possible. And we'll throw off this, and we're 1 away from another brutal swing. Let's see, can we get to it? Yes, we can. So again, we're just getting this move off straight away. Not throwing in good timing that time, because we want to just get all the opponent's shields down. Can we get to another one right here? We just about don't. So the opponent's got a ton of energy, and I can shield this up and win CMP, so I'm pretty much happy at this point. The Bone Club comes through. Okay, lucky enough they weren't at a move right there. And yeah, we just about get to this foul play, which will take them out. Now, can we take this match with the Lantern? I'm pretty sure we can. And the opponent realizes it too, and GG's top left right there. These fishes just have nowhere to go. These little electric dolphins, they just have nowhere to go against Shiftry, so even a Thunderbolt, actually to be fair, like a Thunderbolt would do a lot of damage, but I don't think the opponent was going to get to it in time. So still so far so good with this team, and in comes another Kingdra, and again I think I just need to look up sims on this, and just figure out what the best thing is to do against this thing. I decided to throw off this brutal swing, which I shouldn't be, not brutal swing, foul play. Again, the Leaf Blades would be neutral. I decided to catch an Noctizuka on the Galvantula, and we get the harsh attack fall, which is brutal. The opponent has a Galvantula, and I find these teams with Galvantula are pretty hard to deal with. We will get the debuff on it, and yeah, the opponent will take us out with this move, so this is definitely quite awkward. I might even come in with Ampharos. Let's see what we decide to do right here, because of course lunges would do super effective damage. So yeah, I guess we come in here, and yeah, the opponent wins CMP here. So a little bit bad by me. I could have got an extra Volt Switch through right there, so definitely don't try to CMP on Galvantula because it wins almost all of the time. We get off this brutal swing, the opponent lets it go, and I decide to hard swap straight into Shiftry. In comes the Talon Flame. We throw after free right here. I don't think it makes a difference anyway because the opponent's going to farm us all the way down. Now what we need to do here is come in with the Ampharos and farm it all the way down. Probably shield once and farm all the way down right here. The opponent probably could have free after 1 there for good timing, but it's all good. Yeah, so we do get the farm down. So this is perfect. This is about the best we can hope for. The opponent does have a shield, so how close can we get to taking this out with a Thunder Punch? Let's see here, folks. Can we actually do this? This is going to be super close. It does take them a while to get to the move, so can I outpace here? 1, 2, oh, the opponent just gets to the move. The opponent just gets to the move, so definitely a little bit of an unfortunate loss there. I was trying to dance around the Kingdra a little bit again, and I wonder had I thrown the correct move, would that have made a difference? Either way, it was a very, very close matchup right there, and GG's to the opponent. That was just a good game, honestly. That was just a good game. And good game to the Swampert here. It's dead in for a second there, and in comes Jump Bluff. So we're going to come in here, and we're just going to go for Lunge, which will, of course, debuff it. Not trying to eat Acrobatics or Energy Balls or anything on this thing. We're just going to try and win switch, and yeah. So we're throwing good timing. Throwing after 2 is perfect timing against a free turn move, because that's 9 turns versus 8. 8 plus 1 to throw the move, so I decided to throw the second one straight away, because this would take them out, and it could force a shield off the opponent. So it does take them out, which is absolutely fine. And back in comes Swampert. Can we get to this lunge before? You know, it would be nice to get to the lunge, but I don't think it's absolutely necessary to get to it. The Hydro does take us out from the Shadow Swampert. And this is a bad play right here. I should have predicted that. Let's see how much damage this does. So yeah, it doesn't do that much damage. Now, the Brutal Swing would have done a lot more damage to the Talonflame. And would that have made a big difference in this match? Let's have a look here. Am I going to go for the full farm down? I think I have to. I decided to throw one, which is a little bit interesting to say the least. The opponent lets it go, so I'm like, okay, I actually have a chance right here. I think the opponent will need 2 Hydros to take us out here. So I'm like, okay, can I actually still do this? It is tough because an opponent with 2 shields on a Swampert, it is super, super rough. I actually wouldn't mind looking up a sim to see like how much that would have done. We're going for the big farm, and the opponent's on 1 HP. Will this take us out? It is the Earthquake, and it is a Shadow Swampert, so that does take us out. I thought I might have just lived the Earthquake, but I GG's the opponent right there. Super close. Would it have made a difference if I had predicted that and kept the... I guess keeping the energy would have been the big play right there, because I could have got off some more moves, and GG's to the opponents right there. And that's it for the battles, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Definitely try out this team. It done very positively for me, and some of the losses were down to me making some misplays and a little bit less optimal gameplay. So if you guys can optimize it, I believe that you guys can do even better with this team. I hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a like, drop a sub on the channel. It'd be very much appreciated. And apart from that, everybody, have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll catch you all next time.